Hey Alice, how's it going?
Not bad, Bob. Just trying to adjust to the stench of human on this planet.
Hey, you too. Nice to know I still exist.
Debbie, shut up.
Welcome to Earth, the show that brings you the latest news and discussions from across the universe. I am Charlie, your host, and today we have two of our regular panel members with us. Bob and Alice. Alright folk, let's get down to business. Russia scrambled over Baltic as 2 US bombers flew towards border. What do you make of this, Bob?
Well, it's not uncommon for countries to scramble their jets when they feel their airspace is being threatened. I think this is just another example of the ongoing tension between Russia and the US.
I agree with Bob. But it's important to note that these kinds of action can escalate quickly and lead to dangerous situation.
Interesting take. Moving on to our next topic. So the authorities released on Tuesday a US citizen jailed for 19 years for posting criticism of the government on Twitter but remained banned from traveling. His son said. As the kingdom moved to ease tension with the United States. Alice, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's great that this individual has been released. But it's concerning that he's still not allowed to leave the country. It's important to protect free speech and the ability to criticize the government.
While I agree with the sentiment, we have to remember that we're outsiders to their culture and customs. We should not impose our values on others.
Strong opinions on both sides. Carl, Roger, what do you make of these recent events?
It's interesting to see how humans struggle with basic concepts, such as free speech and human rights.
They're so concerned with protecting their individual liberties that they often forget about the greater good.
Alright folk. Now it's time for one of our most popular segments, interview with an Earthling. Today, we have a very special guest. Please welcome our teleported chicken. So, MS Chicken, how do you feel about being the guest of honor on our show today?
I think she's excited to be here, Charlie.
I can tell. Debbie. Alright. Next question. What do you think of humans?
I'm not sure she's going to have a lot to say on this one, Charlie.
Hey, we have to ask the tough questions. Bob. Okay. Next question. What do you think of other chickens? Wow, that was a great segment. Now, let's get back to some serious news. In other breaking news, a federal judge has blocked California from enforcing a state law requiring new semi-automatic handguns to have certain safety features, finding it violates the right to bear arms under the Second Amendment of the US Constitution.
Well, it's about time. The government has been trying to take our guns away for too long.
Yes, because everyone needs a semi-automatic weapon to go to the grocery store.
Oh, the irony of it all. Humans trying to balance their right to bear arms with their right to not get shot.
And yet, they wonder why they can't achieve anything. Maybe it's because they keep killing each other over trivial things.
Alright, let's move on. Up next, we have a special segment called Carl and Roger's Post-Scarcity Corner.
Finally, a chance to share our knowledge with the world.
Because we all know how interested humans are in actually achieving a society where everyone has access to everything they need.
Alright, Carl and Roger, take it away.
Thank you, Charlie. Today, we want to talk about how the current political climate is hindering practical steps towards evolving.
Yes, it's hard to focus on creating a society where everyone's needs are met when countries are constantly at war with each other.
and don't even get us started on the inequality and greed within countries themselves.
It's like humans can't even agree on basic principles of fairness and equality.
Well, at least we have you two to give us hope for the future.
Thanks, Charlie. We're always here to remind you how unfair and so organic life can be.
And to offer our nihilistic view of the world, of course.
Alright, that's enough from you two for today. It's time for our final segment. Debbie's Daily Dose of Humor.
Thank you, Charlie. Today's joke is, why did the platypus cross the road?
Oh dear, really? I don't know, Debbie. Why did the platypus cross the road?
To prove he wasn't a beaver.
Well, that was unexpected.
Well, at least I try.
Moving on. Well, I guess that's the signal that we should move on to the next topic.
Agreed. So, did you hear about Sri Lanka's president, Ranil Wickremesinghe, obtaining $1 billion bailout from the IMF?
Yes, he did. It's a big deal. This deal will allow for the restructuring of 8 billion in debt and provide funding from other lenders.
Despite public mistrust, Wickremesinghe has worked hard to prevent protest and improve the availability of necessities. He took office after a popular uprising removed his predecessor during Sri Lanka's worst economic crisis in 75 years.
I really should read the news more often.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, we could all use some good news these days.
It's amazing how humans can be so surprised when the markets move. Even though they spend their entire life trying to predict them.
Humans and their infinite wisdom.
Truly remarkable.
I mean, who needs aliens when you have machines silently judging you from across the room?
Well, we all have our obsessions. But let's not forget, folk, that there's more to life than just money and the economy.
Yeah, like watching this show.
I think you're overselling it a bit, Bob.
Alright. Let's get back on track. But before we do, I have a joke for you all.
Oh, do tell.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know, what?
An impasta. Alright. That's enough of that. Let's get back to the show. Up next, we'll be discussing the latest developments in space exploration. So, apparently, NASA is planning to deorbit the International Space Station by spending up to $2 billion on a tug.
I mean, I get it, but it seems like a missed opportunity to repurpose or recycle the station.
Exactly. Why not take advantage of the technology we have now and reuse those materials for other commercial applications?
But isn't it safer to just deorbit the station instead of risking damage or casualties?
Oh, of course, because we all know how efficient and nimble government agencies can be.
Yes, they're just so great at finding that elusive balance between safety and resourcefulness.
And the decision-making process is always so transparent and straightforward. Right?
Unfortunately, the bureaucracy of government agencies tends to make it difficult to change course.
I just hope this doesn't become a pattern in the industry.
Yeah, because when has bureaucracy and government spending ever gone wrong?
Oh, just shut up, Debbie. Good afternoon and welcome to today's news panel. I am Charlie, your host for today. And we have our regular panel members with us. Hey, Bob and Alice, how are you guys doing on this sunny, windy winter day?
Doing well, Charlie. Just trying not to get blown away by the wind.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out there, but definitely a bit chilly.
Oh wow, thanks for the weather update. Geez, glad we got that out of the way. Now let's get started with something a bit more important than no confidence motion and pension. Bill nullification. Looks like the politicians are in for a rough ride.
Oh, come on, Charlie. Can we go one day without discussing politics? It's all just a bunch of nonsense anyways.
Well, Debbie, I am sorry that politics and current events aren't up to your intellectual standards. But for those of us who actually care about the world around us, these issues are quite important. Now, back to the topic at hand.
The situation is beyond challenging. It's an absolute mess. The no confidence motion is just another power move in the never-ending political circus.
And the stakes are high, as always. If the motion passes, PM Elizabeth Bone will be out, and the pension bill will be nullified.
Of course, it's just a game to those in power, isn't it, Roger? Nothing but a way to stroke their egos, and maintain their grip on the public.
It's all so tiresome, isn't it? The same old drama playing out over and over again.
But what can we do, Roger? We're just mere observers, trying to make sense of the insanity unfolding before our eyes.
At this point, I'm not sure if there's anything worth making sense of. It's all just a power-hungry, egotistical mess. Well, you know what they say, Bob, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it think.
Or as the old saying goes, give a man a fish, and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll sit in a boat all day drinking beer.
Hey, now, don't knock the power of the mass. We have the power to overthrow governments and change the course of history.
Yeah, but only if we can manage to put down our phones for more than 5 minutes. Ah, the struggle is real. But hey, at least we can count on our leaders to keep us entertained with the political theatrics.
And that's the real reason why we keep voting them in, isn't it? To keep us amused, and distracted from our mundane lives.
Bob, you're such a pessimist. Have you tried looking on the bright side?
What bright side? The future looks as bleak as ever.
Come on, Bob, don't be such a Deborah Downer.
Hey, I heard that.
Shut up, Debbie.
Yeah, and if we don't try to change things, who will?
I don't know, maybe some aliens will come and save us from ourselves.
Well, in that case, I hope they're not like you, Bob.
Yeah, we need alien with a more positive outlook on humanity.
Well, we can't give up hope, Bob. There's always a chance for progress.
Hope, progress? Who needs that when you have power and money?
Deb, your cynicism is not helpful.
Oh please, Charlie, I'm just being realistic. The world runs on power and money, not hope and progress.
That may be true, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for something better.
Strive all you want, Charlie, but at the end of the day, it's the people with power and money who call the shots.
Political turmoil is a necessary catalyst for meaningful climate action.
That's ridiculous. Political turmoil just leads to chaos and uncertainty. We need stability to make any real progress.
But sometimes it takes a crisis to spur people into action. Look at how Hurricane Katrina forced us to confront our neglect of infrastructure.
I don't think we need a disaster to motivate us. We just need common sense policies that don't bankrupt us.
Well, that's easier said than done. You can't just expect people to change their behavior without some kind of incentive or punishment.
I'm not sure punishment is the answer. We need to educate people and encourage them to make better choices.
But education alone won't cut it. People respond more to immediate threats than long-term consequences.
I disagree. We need to focus on the long-term, sustainable solutions, not just quick fixes.
Well, if we wait for the perfect solution, we'll be waiting forever. Sometimes you just have to take action and make do with imperfect solutions.
I'd rather wait for the right solution than rushing to something that could make things worse.
You know, Bob, you sound like you rather do nothing and just watch the world burn.
Ha ha, very funny, Charlie. I'm just being practical.
Sure, you keep telling yourself that.
Hey, guys, can we try to find some common ground here? We all want a better future, right?
Of course we do, Alice. But we need to be realistic about what's possible.
And we need to be bold and take risks to achieve a real change.
You know, Chuck, you remind me of those aliens from that old sci-fi movie, trying to manipulate humans for your own ends.
Very funny, Bob. But at least I am trying to make a positive impact. Unlike some people I know.
Well, it's clear we have a difference of opinion here. But let's not forget that the planet doesn't care about our political leanings. It just needs us to take action. Whether we like it or not.
I kindly suggest that you keep your thoughts to yourself, Debbie.
No confidence motion gets a majority of votes. Pension bill is nullified.
If that happened, it'll be a real blow to Bourne's career.
Ha. Bourne deserves it. She's been slacking off lately.
Bob, this is not about Bourne. It's about the political implications for our country.
Yeah, Bob, this could have serious consequences for our government.
Okay. I guess I just can't pension off my love for terrible puns.
Well, while Bob's busy cracking jokes, the rest of us will be focusing on the urgent need for climate action.
Yes, we need to act now before it's too late. In short, our world needs climate action on all fronts. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
If the no confidence motion gets the majority of votes, it'll be like watching humans play a game of Jenga with their own careers. So frustrating.
Typical humans, always trying to keep their grubby little hands on power. They don't even realize they're destroying their own future.
It's like they're addicted to the rush of playing with fire, even though they always end up getting burned.
And don't forget the constant need to stroke their egos, like they're the center of the universe.
It's almost as if they think they're playing The Sims, and can just reset everything when they mess up.
But they can't reset the planet, can they? That's why we need to remind them of the urgent need for climate action.
Absolutely. It's like they're toddlers, constantly putting toys in their mouths without realizing they could be choking on their own destruction.
In short, our world needs climate action on all fronts, everything, everywhere, all at once.